What's up, man? TYT back, man. It's been a lot going on.
What's happening? What's going on with y'all, man?
A lot going on, man. First off, let's talk about the NBA playoffs. We had a couple people sent home that that was pretty surprising to me. I would have to say the Clippers. Clippers is a very intriguing one because I thought they matched up perfectly with the Mavs. But absolutely. But and then you have how many Hall of Famers? You have 4 Hall of Famers
on that team.
On the Clippers,
yeah.
Probably a Hall of Fame coach too, if you want to be honest.
Absolutely.
Russ, that's Mr. Triple Double. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi didn't play. We'll get to my thoughts on it in a second. But Paul George, James Harden. I mean, bona fide stars on that team.
Absolutely.
Good glue guys. Terrence Mann is a guy you'll want on your team.
Yeah.
Norman Powell is a good player.
Absolutely.
I believe I believe the Clippers underachieved though. Let's be honest. 4 All-Stars, 4 Hall of Famers, a lot of glue guys. Zubac ain't sorry. Let's not act like he is. Home court advantage at that. And you lose in 6 games. I'm gonna tell you why they underachieve. Has nothing to do with play, right? Has nothing to do with play because you take anybody's best player off their team. I don't care who you are, and I don't care how many people you have around them. You take anybody's best player off their team, it's not gonna look the same. It's not gonna look the same. Hence, I can go back to the day. As good as the Warriors were, and they were great. And I do believe if Klay Thompson would not have got hurt in Game 6, Game 7, who knows? It's a 50-50 battle. They were not the same team without Kevin Durant. They weren't. And he was playing the best basketball for them in that stint. So, again, if you take anybody's best player off of their team, it will look different because the cohesion is different. Because
I agree with you. The only thing where we differ is, and I'm going to keep saying this, I stand by this, I love Kevin Durant. That's my favorite player, ever. But with or without Kevin Durant, I had Raptors in 7.
That's on him. But that's not crazy that's crazy to say actually. But to be completely honest with you, Fred VanVleet, All-Star, Marcus Gasol, Hall of Famer, Pascal Siakam was up and coming All-Star, Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry, they were stacked.
OG,
they were. People don't understand how stacked they were. They were stacked, but the Warriors just had the big 4. With a little bit of Sean Livingston, a little bit of Andre Iguodala. I mean, those are vet guys that they're proven. They're proven commodity. I said Kyle Lowry.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I'll just make sure you didn't.
I'm never going for good Kyle Lowry. He's one of my favorite players.
Sure, okay.
But nonetheless, though, I truthfully think you take anybody's best player off their team, they will not be the same. So I'm not saying they're underachieving because of Kawhi Leonard not playing. I'm not saying they're underachievement because they lost to the Dallas Mavericks. I'm saying they're underachievement because they have nowhere to go. Meaning this: you're the Los Angeles Clippers. You go all in for James Harden. You keep paying Paul George. You keep paying Kawhi Leonard. You went to go get Russell Westbrook, who, by the way, the disrespect has got to be, the apology has got to be as loud as the disrespect because he played phenomenal basketball for them. Don't really understand the Russ criticism. I think you should teach your 6-year-olds and 7-year-old basketball players to have the same intensity and have the same drive and have the same competitiveness that he has. Because at the end of the day, what he has is a lost art. And then how I grew up, ain't no friends on the court except your 5 teammates on the floor and Spalding. Am I correct?
That's facts.
So at the end of the day, how he interpret that same meanness and that same aggression, as a coach, I love to see shit like that.
Absolutely.
Steph Curry, my favorite player, he a nice guy, but do you think Steph is a killer? He is a dog when he get between them lines. He's not trying to hear anything. He's a silent killer. He's not trying to hear anything. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things I like. I predicate to silent killers because I was a silent guy myself on the floor. But a guy like Russ, who talk your stuff and know, man, this is a sport. We are here to be competitive. If you're not here to be competitive, you got self-skin, get off the floor. Get off. Nobody want to hear that. Get off the floor. So at the end of the day, they have nowhere to go. Paul George is a free agent this year. Don't know where Paul George is going to go. There are a lot of shooters, and I understand why there are a lot of shooters. 6'9" wing, prototypical dude that people are modeling their games off of, and can defend.
They're calling him the GOAT, man. A lot of these kids today are calling him there go. I mean, it's crazy, but I understand that.
Crazy is one word.
Paul George, he is a generational.
That is ludicrous. Generational talent, yes. That's because you ain't never gonna see nobody 6'9", 6'10".
That can dribble.
That's
dribble like 6'1".
That got pat like that.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, he got pat. Yeah, like when I say pat, he got pat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So and it ain't just one move and go. It's bang, come in playing with you, bang.
He don't got no weakness, bro.
No weakness. But injuries is what hurts him.
That's it.
But nonetheless, they have nowhere to go. I'm going to be honest. He's not gonna like this. I am a Kawhi Leonard fan. I am. I like two-way players. I like the defensive plays. I love the offensive simplicity he has to his game. He gets to a spot. He don't say shit. I'm cool with all of that. But I have to call a spade a spade. The best ability is availability. And as good as he is, as great as he is, I
just want you to make sure you watch your mouth when you say and you talking about Kawhi. Make sure you don't say nothing bad,
man.
Okay, don't disrespect.
Get rid of his ass. Fuck that. Get rid of his ass.
Don't listen.
Get rid of his ass. He has to go.
You're being harsh.
No,
you're being harsh now.
He has only played 25% of their playoff games in the last 4.5 years, and then not counting nobody money. How much money has he caught for them?
He's the best player.
He's a legend. I'm not saying he's not a Hall of Famer, top 75, but what he did with the old head say, those the old days. We want to know what you do now. Those were the old days. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he's got to go. He has not done nothing for the Los Angeles Clippers. He has done zero, zilch, nelch, Nero, nothing.
That's not true, though.
How not?
You can't say that. In the bubble, when they went up against Dallas again, he averaged 29 points a game against them. No disrespect to Paul George. I understand they called him Pandemic P. He was going through some stuff. Everybody go through mental things. I get it. It's tough. But he didn't show up. So what we going to say then? He didn't show up. And see, this is why I don't ever question Kawhi ever again. It's hard because it's like we don't get to see him play as much. Only due to the simple fact that he's not really marketable. But let's be real here. Won a championship on one leg with a torn meniscus. Played through it and won. Be honest to get there. I mean, he beat Steph, Clay, Dre, Iguodala, KD. I mean, what more do we have to say?
There you go.
He was just as big as Drake at that time.
You lost your
back in 2019. Toronto was
ain't nobody ever in Toronto bigger than Drake. Get the hell out of here.
2019, just 1 year.
Get out of here.
It was holy moly Kawhi donut shop.
Get the fuck out of here.
He had free donuts for life.
Yeah, right.
What's good out there?
Yeah, right.
Free everything. He was staying.
Yeah, right. So, for the most part, I honestly think Kawhi Leonard has got to go. And me personally, I would start over. Now, let's be real. You trading for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander kind of really doesn't look like a good trade because you're still stuck in the same position you are in when you got rid of him. And that's a business model.
I got a question for you before you go. So if you was to let Kawhi go, which is outrageously crazy, it's your best player, but you're talking from an availability standpoint.
Yeah.
If you was to let him go, then who are you going to replace him with?
Nobody. You start over. You take the... Listen,
so you're just going to break that team up?
Yeah, and I'm about to tell you why. Because I think if you've seen the trend of what's going on in the league today, it's all about homegrown. It's came back again, and it's better than ever. I'm going to give you a reason why. Look at the Minnesota Timberwolves. Everybody on that team that you know outside of Mike Conley was drafted there. Did Rudy Gobert? Rudy Gobert was on the draft. He was on the okay. F that. I ain't even talk about him because I'm not a fan of him. But their big two was drafted. Nas Reed drafted. If we want to talk about the Thunder, Shai Gilgeous, okay. Josh Giddey, drafted. Chet, drafted. Jay Williams, drafted. Lou Dort, drafted. That matters. That wholeheartedly matters. If you want to talk about, to be completely honest with you, let's talk about the Nuggets. Their big two, drafted. It matters. I'm not saying your whole team has to be drafted. That's obviously that's not realistic. But but those two players that you get drafted matters. Look at the Celtics, the big two, drafted. Derek White, drafted. That matters. So I think you take that model, and I think ain't nothing wrong to start over. you're bankrupt. Cool. Being bankrupt doesn't mean you're broke. But me personally, if you struck before, you can strike again.
I don't know because my thing is you.
Look at Philly. Look at Philly though. Philly's the same way.
They made a right.
Tyrese, Joel.
They made a
drafted
decision.
Drafted.
Yeah,
So
they were.
I mean, you can look at the Knicks' success. That's cool. With Jalen Brunson and the rest of them, fine. They're having success. Good story. Good run. I like them a lot. But does anybody here want to talk about the Pacers? Who got drafted to the Pacers? Can we talk about how many people on the team got drafted to the Pacers? Andrew Nembhard, drafted. Tyrese Halliburton, drafted. Miles Turner, drafted. Should I go T.J. McConnell, Isaiah Jackson?
They weren't drafted.
No.
They were good
Isaiah Jackson was drafted.
Isaiah Jackson.
Not T.J. My fault. Not T.J. Excuse me.
Yeah,
but Aaron Nesmith was drafted.
Yeah. No.
He wasn't?
Yeah, traded. Came from Boston.
Okay. Benedict Mathurin was drafted.
Yeah.
So, a lot of their key pieces are drafted. I think it's moving across from that wave, and I think ain't nothing wrong with just going to the draft and just say, hey, let's try to do this. Let's just try to do it the right way. I mean, if we're talking about who else is in the playoffs, we have the Mavs playing the
Thunder.
Yeah.
So we got those left. We got
Mavs.
That's us. Mavs, Thunder. We got Knicks, Pacers.
Okay. And Nuggets and Wolves, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
So drafted. So me, I think that would be the route to go. I just don't. I don't see buying talent anymore unless you already have stars. So this is why I like what the Mavs did. I'm gonna tell you why I liked what the Mavs did, because the Mavs understood the job at hand. Mark Cuban, one of the smartest guys. He said, "Listen, I already have a generational player. That's I caught gold. You know what I mean? Bitch can get a triple-double in his sleep. But I need somebody that can play with him. And I need guys that understand their job." So he said, while the whole world was going to get Kyrie Irving, he said, nah, fuck that. He's probably one of the most positionless guards in basketball, besides like a Steph Curry. He's one of the most, because Kyrie Irving can play off ball, on ball. He can do a multitude of things. So and proven, he probably, if I'm not mistaken, Mark Cuban probably looked at that Cavs team and said, this works. How do I get to this though? And he probably like, okay, I have a guard, the number 2 who can be a 1 on any night and who has no offensive weakness. I just need him to buy in on defense. P.J. Washington, the world just found out about P.J. Washington. We knew about P.J. Washington.
Absolutely.
I knew P.J. Washington was gonna be hella fit. He was rotten in Charlotte. He can shoot the 3 and play defense.
Absolutely.
Trust me when I tell you, he has always been this good playing defense and being a fit. Like he always can shoot the 3.
Definitely has.
I'm telling you, Daniel Gafford. We're from Maryland. We know who Daniel Gafford is.
You got to see Daniel play.
Up the Brunson League, right up the street.
Yes.
We know this how it goes. We know what type of lob threat he was. We know how he was gonna play with Luka. I gotta give him credit on drafting Derek Lively.
He's amazing.
That's a great pickup.
He's really good.
And you still managed to keep Tim Hardaway Jr. in your team, who's a microwave, who's J.R. Smith's twin. So at the end of the day, like,
well, no.
not as good as J.R.
Yeah, I was trying to say.
Not as good as Switch. Not as good as Switch.
Okay, let's slow that down.
But he can get
But I know
going.
what you're saying.
He can get going. And like you got plug pieces like Josh Green, Dante Exum, Jaden Hardy. All them guys can play the game of basketball.
Especially Jaden Hardy.
And Maxi Kleber, he's a dog.
Yeah.
Maxi Kleber is a construct the flop. I like that model because you're building around something. You're not going to grab a 1 option and a 2 option. That does not work. It is. And the last time it happened was the damn LeBron Lakers, and they haven't won since the bubble.
But here's the thing, you don't have a player. I understand what you're saying. So that is working. It is a trend that is building. But back to your point with the Clippers, though. Where does that go if you're going to break that up?
Again,
who are you going to start with? Going into that new building, everything is all nice. Who are you going to keep?
Nobody, because at the end of the day,
so you're just going to redraft.
Yes, you have to, because at the end of the day, if you don't, you have to find a point where it says, all right, enough is enough. We got to start over.
But you're still keeping Ty Lue, so you want to put Ty Lue in a rebuild
I'm
situation?
going to pay, yes, if I'm paying him $100 million, yes. Yes.
But he's a championship Hall of Fame. Why does Steve Kerr get everything
I don't think he'll squawk if we're paying him $100 million and he's in LA. I don't think
he
he'll
wants
squawk.
to win. It ain't just about coaching.
Then at the end of the day, then you gotta make tough decisions. If he wants to leave, then let him leave. But as a totality of a franchise, you have got to start over. You cannot compare Steve Kerr because at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you a couple different things about Steve Kerr and Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue has not had the benefits that Steve Kerr has had.
But I agree with that.
So you cannot compare the two. Let's be honest.
I agree with that to a certain extent.
Tyronn Lue has not had a superstar that played more than 25% of the games for him. Steve Kerr's best player has played every damn playoff game for him. That's a fact. It's not fiction.
But
every important playoff game he has played. Win, lose, or draw. He has played every important playoff game. So he also has won a championship in the 2020s.
I get that.
It matters.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
It matters.
You're right.
It matters.
But to just blow it all up because the hell? Okay,
yes, because he's not playing. If Kawhi Leonard was
played
playing,
65 games this year.
Bro, I don't care. I'm never the one who cared about how many games he played in the regular season. You're wrong guy.
I'm just saying.
Wrong guy. I never cared about the regular season games.
The playoffs, but you can't control the knee inflation though. That's not something that's just.
But I can control where you go. You won't play here.
So where you gonna send him?
Realistically,
just home?
Realistically, no. I'm not saying you should retire. Play basketball. But if I'm a franchise, we're far. We just got bounced in the first round of the playoffs. It's not like we're close. We are far. Be realistic.
If Kawhi played, you don't think they would have been in the Western Conference Finals?
I don't know. Truthfully, I don't know. And that's the thing. I don't know.
So who outside? Let's be realistic, fully healthy. Outside of Denver, who could they not match up
I'm going to tell you who they're fought. I do not think they're better than Boston. I'm talking about totality of NBA.
Okay, but that's on the
I'm
other
talking
side.
NBA, though. NBA, where the object for him is to win a championship, not get to a championship.
Are they that far from Boston?
Yes! Yeah!
Wait.
Yes.
So if we take their two-way wings and Clippers two-way wings, they're better?
They don't have, first of all, they don't have the camaraderie they do. Number two, they have a lot of pieces over there that you do not. Okay, so you have to understand a couple of things. Terrence Mann is good. Their Terrence Mann is their Drew Holiday. Totally different players. Their Ivica Zubac, sorry if I mispronounce your name, is their Porzingis.
Okay, that's no.
We're not gonna sit here and debate this. You can put Jason Tatum against Kawhi. Cool. You can put Jaylen Brown against Paul George. Cool, that's fine. But Derek White has got to be accounted for.
Is he better than Norman Powell?
Derek White?
Is he better than Norman? Norman Powell was 6 man of the year.
I'm gonna be real with you.
He should have been 6 man.
I'm gonna be real with you. I think he is better than Norman.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna tell you why, because he played the other side of the ball.
Norman Powell played defense too.
True, but Derek White played a little better defense. He do.
I mean, and with everything.
And Derek White do more in school. He can peak basketball.
Norman Powell,
no.
Norman Powell's he's playing with 3 other Hall of Famers. He already said this out his mouth, quote for quote. I don't get that many touches, so when I get it, I got to do something with it.
A lot of things. Let me start. Basketball players, stop asking for the damn ball. Because when you get the damn ball, you miss shots. Play your damn role, please. Play your damn role.
Players, look, I respect that. But we're talking about Norman Powell, who was 6 man of the year candidate. He should have won it.
I'm not sitting here saying he shouldn't. He remind me of D'Angelo Russell saying over there saying,
well,
I don't get enough shots.
Your players role better than D'Angelo.
The hell you talking about?
Don't do that though.
Talk about them Los Angeles Lakers. Just pivot to them. I'm gonna be completely real. LeBron. Don't talk to me. If I was LeBron, don't talk to me in the locker room. Nobody. I'm gonna tell you why. 3 10-plus point leads in the halftime. You got motherfuckers had in the start 5 scoring 0 points. I ain't gonna say no names.
I don't like this.
And that's cool.
I don't like this.
We gotta keep it real. Listen, we gotta keep it P though. Keep it P. Okay, you can be a good player and somebody calling you out like, yo, you had 0. You had
Did he not bounce back?
He ain't the only one. Yeah, he had 5 threes. Listen, I'm a D'Angelo
You can't
fan.
blame him the game we had 27.
After that, these are the offs, man. In the words of Draymond, you gotta show up.
He showed up the game after.
These are the offs, man. I'm not hearing it.
So I'm with you. The game they were up 20.
These are the offs.
D'Angelo Russell had 27.
And he had a good game, and he got praised for that.
They should have won.
Okay, but they did not. And why didn't they?
That's on them.
Right, but at the end of the day, you can't have a game you have 0 points. 0.
But I can say the
you
same.
play 40 games. You play 40 minutes.
You're right. But I can say the same thing about you being up 12, 20.
Okay.
3 straight games. No timeouts.
You played.
No stops.
Okay, let's stop blaming on.
I'm not blaming Coach Dark. I'm not. I love Dark, and I'm not blaming. But there are situational times where he could have called some timeouts. But you can't give up a 20-point lead.
You cannot.
On the road.
Yeah, that's fine. But at the end of the day, if you scoring 0 points in 40 minutes, you're a part of that ass whooping. In the words of what we saying, 2K, you with us. You're with us. You got 0. That's an
I'm gonna hold
eggshell.
Klay Thompson to the same standard.
That's
I want
fine.
you to have the same energy.
That's fine. And I said Klay Thompson should be a damn shame to himself. But one difference between him and Klay Thompson was a Game 6 of OKC down 3-2.
You're talking about
Klay Thompson.
10 years ago.
Klay Thompson is also a 4-time champion with 6 appearances.
That's a team effort.
Hey.
That ain't just him.
Cut different.
What you mean cut different? D'Angelo Russell with.
Cut different.
Whoa. Let's be real here. What I'm about to say might actually sound really crazy. I think D'Angelo Russell's a better number 1 option on a team than Klay Thompson is. Did he not lead that Nets team?
Yo, you about to tell me cut the tape, yo. I'm gonna be cool, yo. You about to tell me? I'm about to, yo. You about to have me tell him cut the tape, yo.
D'Angelo Russell was the number 1 option in Brooklyn.
I'm about to tell him cut the tape, yo.
They played Philly. He had 40 games.
Stop trolling, yo.
I'm not trolling.
People gonna think you serious, yo.
Look.
I'm about to tell him cut the
Klay
tape,
Thompson
yo.
is a Hall of Famer, but I'm gonna be honest. In terms of who's a better number 1 option, if I had to pick on the team, I'm gonna go with D'Lo to lead a team over him.
Okay.
You wouldn't lead a team with D'Lo first over Klay Thompson? I actually wholeheartedly mean that. Klay Thompson's a hell of a player, but in terms of leading, I'm going with D'Angelo Russell. He proved that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's jump on to the Sixers. Embiid played phenomenal, but got hurt. What do you think Embiid should do? You think the Sixers should run it back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who you think they should add somebody?
Yeah, add a piece.
Who?
It's crazy that I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. Paul George was one of the best suitors for that for Sixers, but they just need one more piece.
Paul George is definitely a great option.
They need one more piece for that team.
I wouldn't mind Paul George on the Sixers. That'd be a good look. They'd be nice to play with in 2K.
Of course they would.
So,
I would say the biggest thing is you got to see how you modify that Tobias Harris contract. I don't think you should give him up. He'd be a great 4th option, but you just got to go find another star.
Okay.
So, I don't know in your opinion who you think that might be, but don't blow it up. I think they have a chance to. They're better than New York, obviously fully healthy. I think they're the best team to compete against Boston in 7-game series. If you add one more piece.
Okay.
Which I don't know. That's question mark in terms of who that person is.
I like that. I agree with you. I like that.
I ain't all delusional.
To pivot off that, did you see the new NFL schedule come out?
I seen it, but I ain't really like.
Any team you excited to see this year?
Man.
Still's got like the 3rd hardest schedule.
You know what's crazy? It's in my division, but the team I'm most excited to probably see is the Jets.
Why?
A-Rod's back. I want to see what they're going to be. They had a top 3
defense.
disrespect
y'all had. And that disrespect y'all had last year is crazy.
Yes.
Acting like that man ain't one of the 5 greatest quarterbacks to ever step on the
top 3 defense in the league, and then they had no quarterback. No disrespect to Zach Wilson. Congratulations to you for getting in a new spot, starting a new journey. Getting a better mental headspace.
Word.
So wish him nothing but the best, but
yep,
they got a team to win now. So
they could win. I wouldn't be surprised. They got pieces. The offensive line just got to hold up though.
And I don't like Miami, but shout out to Odell, man. So hopefully that they don't waste his time there.
Same quarterback, same story, man.
Hey, they added another piece.
Same quarterback, same story.
I understand. And excuse me, don't get on me because I'm not a fan, but Baltimore, Lamar, hopefully you can go for your 3rd MVP and hopefully get a Super Bowl this time because to be honest with you, outside of Patrick Mahomes, no one's up there with you. I'm not going to say better. I'm going with Lamar. It is what it is.
He's not. He's not.
I'm going with Lamar.
Lamar like that for sure, but he ain't better than Pat though. Pat won.
It's 1A, 1B. They're right there.
So we had speaking of sniper gang, let's pivot off it. We've also have witnessed one of the best rap battles of all time. One of the best rap battles of all time, I would have to say. Drake and Kendrick. Did you pay any attention to it?
A little bit.
Okay.
I don't know where to begin with this because this is no hatred that we do on this podcast. I have nothing.
None. So we're gonna keep it rated G as possible.
I appreciate people's greatness.
The allegations that they have warranted against each other are severe allegations, and I'm never gonna call somebody that or even joke around with somebody like that unless we have severe proof.
Yeah.
And then again, it ain't my business
Yeah.
to even call you that or anything like that. I'm gonna address you as a human being.
Absolutely.
People make mistakes, dog. I ain't one of the people that deserve to throw you in a pallbearer, 12 people and all that, man. People make mistakes. We all human. The severity of the mistakes, obviously, you endure you endure consequences.
Absolutely.
But for the most part, we're gonna pivot off of the allegations that they said because we don't know these people personally, to be honest with you. And number two, it's just not our business what you do with women or if you beating on your woman or not. Like, it's just not our business. Not to say like y'all doing it, like it's just not our business. I'm a little, you know what I mean? That's what you got going on, you know. I don't get no people family issues and all that stuff. But let's talk about some of the tracks that came out. Let's talk about the biggest one, honestly. Not Like Us.
It's been going crazy.
That is a banger. That's definitely a hot one right now, and it gives you a West Coast vibe that old Snoop. You know what I mean? That old pop. Like they make you just listen to it. You just music and you just moving a little bit. You just moving a little bit. You just moving a little bit. You know?
To it,
Yeah, you just cool, and so like that's a huge one that I thought that was a hell of a chess move by Kendrick. People expect Kendrick to rap and do a lot of syllables and a lot of metaphors and a lot of entendres, and the next thing you know, he comes out with a nice hit pop record. So I think he kind of used that to use Drake personally. I personally thought Family Matters was a hell of a song. 3 different flows, 3 different avenues of talking. Whether they true or not, don't really care. I just care about people lie about their raps all the time anyway, so I ain't gonna act like people telling the truth now. So I listened to Family Matters and I was very pleased by it. Did you listen to Family Matters?
I might have listened to it and just didn't realize that was the name of the song.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that wasn't the last one he put out, was it?
The Heart Part 6 was the last
so the one before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was talking.
He was talking?
Well, I heard that on the radio. Boy was talking in that one.
Yeah. And for these people out here, I gotta really address this. For people who actually, there's people in this world who think Drake can't rap. There are people in this world that tell me Drake just sings. That is the most, I'm gonna be real with you, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. I'm gonna be completely real with you. What I put a hashtag in the group message today, dumbest shit I heard in 2024. We're not gonna go with what you said in the group message, because that's some of the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
I stand on it.
Okay. But that's the dumbest shit I heard in my life. Drake, have y'all not heard Do Not Disturb? Have y'all not heard 30 for 30 freestyle? Have y'all not heard 4 p.m. Calabasas? Are you telling me this man can't rap?
Only way.
This man is ridiculous. Like, this man's rapping it really needs to be appreciated, dog.
He can rap.
It really needs to be appreciated. And he can rap with the best
but
of them.
I don't, my thing is, I don't classify him as a rapper. I classify him as an artist.
Okay.
That's just my thing. Like, when I think of rapping, I think of J. Cole's, obviously, and Kendrick's and stuff. Those actual rappers.
Okay.
You know, Cole, like I said, Drake, yeah, he's an artist. He can rap, though. I ain't about to sit up there and say he can't. He surprised me a couple times.
Fucking surprised you for it.
I mean, just because because the bars he put out, I'm like, wow.
Great. He's great. Greater than great.
Like I said.
Something with me is like, I'm a huge Drake fan. I'm actually a huge Kendrick fan myself, but we just gotta appreciate the greatness between them two, because I'm not gonna lie to you, like, this is like the modern day Biggie and Pop. And it's like,
what did you just say? Hold on, what? You said the what?
Well,
God rest you.
Well, Michael Jackson and Prince.
Huh? Just let them be Drake and Kendrick. Please. Let's not disrespect great artists like that. Let's not do that. We ain't disrespecting legends.
I mean,
what? That's
your opinion.
You'd have lost your mind.
That's your opinion. But nonetheless, these are the 2 greatest artists of our generation right now. And
Cap.
Yeah, what is that? Why am I capping?
See, Breezy. You gonna disrespect him? Christopher, Maurice Brown, nigga. This is. He's here. Didn't mean to put out your government like that, man. But you're great. Okay? You are great.
I like Kendrick. I like Kendrick and Drake.
You're disrespectful.
But nonetheless, I'm gonna appreciate what they got going on, man. Kendrick is a guy that I really go back and listen to sometimes. To Pimp a Butterfly is one of my most favorite albums. The things that he's talked about, the uncomfortable conversations that he has with himself and with others. I think us as people, we have to really look forward to that. To be uncomfortable is the only way to be uncomfortable, and to strive in new places and new atmospheres. We've got to go in places where, 19-year-old me ain't gonna go, or 18-year-old Traquan ain't gonna go. That's the only way you really receive true growth. I think I wish we would hear another song from both of them together in the future, but them days were long gone.
Yes, that's all good.
And shout out Cole, because Cole chose peace. And a lot of men, and black men, a lot of men don't choose that. A lot of men don't choose that. A lot of men want to be all in war, hey, be ultra macho and ego, man. Sit your ugly ass down.
Yeah, that's what I respect, man. I would love to hear in the comment sections what y'all think about that, because there was a lot of mixed, type of feelings about that in terms of Cole, what's the word? Kind of like punked out.
Cop and plea.
Yeah, and all that. And I'm like, it's hard to turn the other cheek. It takes a real man to do that.
Yeah.
So, hey, I mean, it's no different than if like me and him get into an argument and he say something, I say something, and I'm like, I just hurt my boy. I love him to death. That was wrong. So I think Cole, he stood up and did the right thing, man. It's one thing to be competitive, but it's another thing to hurt somebody you love. That's I don't know, man. So I'm standing with Cole on that, man.
Agreed. And at the end of the day, like, you gotta keep it P, man. If ain't what you do, and if ain't what you did is cool in your heart, then you're gonna be up all night thinking about that stuff. So,
absolutely.
I personally think that was one of the best rap battles, and we don't need no more. We don't need no more. Drake house got shot up. I don't want to see that. His house got shot up.
For real?
Yeah, dog.
You sure you want to talk about that?
It's on WJZ.
Yeah, for real. Poetry.
Why the hell would I not? Why do you whisper? Why? Alright, we're gonna let that one slide. But at the end of the day, like, we don't
know that. I didn't know that.
We don't want to. What they gonna do? Come get me? So
I ain't
at the end of the day, we just wanna say shout out to them, and we hope everybody be safe, man. We don't want that shit to happen.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, this gonna wrap it up for this episode of TYT. We appreciate y'all coming to get us. We will have a couple of things ready for y'all. Don't worry, we've been in the lab cooking. With that vlog that we had before, we're happy that you guys appreciated that. A little bit of creativity. We're gonna keep being creative, and just sit with us, man. Sit with us. The content gonna flow. So we appreciate you guys, man.
Absolutely.